All right, Fabs, let's talk about some pass catchers. 2 wide receivers that you like. Zay Jones, you like his quarterback. He has that matchup against the Titans. And then Christian Watson playing on Sunday night against the Lions.
The matchup is very good for the Jaguars quarterback and their pass catchers. So this isn't just Zay Jones. You can also throw Christian Kirk into this mix. Jones has actually been pretty bad the last couple of weeks, 7.5 fantasy points in his last 2 games. But the Titans defense has allowed the second most points to perimeter receivers. And remember, Zay beat them for over 21 fantasy points earlier in the season. So Zay Jones, Christian Kirk, both good plays. And Christian Watson did play last week. The numbers weren't great, but once again, meaningful game for the Packers on Sunday night against Detroit. They've allowed 14 touchdown catches and the 4th most fantasy points to wide receivers this year. So Christian Watson and then Allen Lazard also startable assets this week.
All right, 2 wide receivers to leave on your bench. You're telling people to take some warning with Jalen Waddle and Adam Thielen.
Beware Jalen Waddle. I know you probably got to play him if you're in the championship, but they're going to be playing Skylar Thompson this week. It's a 3rd-string quarterback. Teddy Bridgewater's banged up. We know Tua is not going to play. And when you look at the numbers that Waddle had earlier this season against the Jets, 5.3 fantasy points. The Jets defense is very good against perimeter receivers, so Jalen Waddle is a risk. And then Adam Thielen, who's been on the sit-em list now for a couple of weeks straight, I'm going to keep him on here against the Bears. They've actually been tough against wide receivers. They held Thielen to 27 yards and 6.7 fantasy points in week 5. And you also have to wonder, Bill, are the Vikings going to play all of their starters for an entire game where it means nothing to them? They've already clinched their postseason berth. They're not going to be able to move. So the Vikings could be sitting some players this week.